We have an interesting one today, boys. So this is my friend George's laptop. Lenovo IdeaPad, piece of garbage. George is not a very tech-savvy person. And when he brought it to me, he said, it's giving me like these McAfee pop-ups or something like that. I don't know what to do. It's because Microsoft Edge has notifications on and he must have clicked allow. Boring stuff, no one cares about that stuff. While I was using it, I was like, wow, this is abnormally slow. You know, this is a 10th gen i3. It should be not fast, but it was very slow. So I open up good old Task Manager. 82% of memory is being taken up. That's a lot of percentage. And then I look, 4 gigabytes of RAM. 4 gigabytes of RAM on a Windows 11 machine?
It's not that bad.
This machine was made in 2020. Yes, it's a budget machine. It's a steaming pile of shit, the cheapest plastic that you could ever imagine. Very low specs. However, it should have came with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I popped it open. This is where it gets interesting. I bet you weren't expecting this segue to today's video sponsor, Corsair, with their refurbished Vengeance systems and Revival series gaming PCs. These are professionally restored systems that cost up to 30% less than a brand new build, but offer the same performance. Their refurbished Vengeance series are gaming PCs in excellent condition that perform brand new with no blemishes and every original accessory included, while their Revival series Corsair 1 covers good condition systems with occasional light scratches but zero effect on performance. Both are Corsair certified, tested for daily use, backed by a 90-day warranty in the US and 1 year in the EU. Even better, a portion of every Revival sale goes to the charities Sailors for the Sea and Veritree, which work to conserve the world's oceans and to help plant trees. So save yourself some coin and check out Corsair systems in the link down below.
Oh wow.
Yup.
Look at that RAM.
That is soldered RAM. That is 4 gigabytes of soldered RAM. This is a stick of RAM. Okay, now, you're like, wow, that's weird having a 2 gig stick and a 4 gig stick, or 2 gig. Let's shut the computer off first. This is how we shut the computer off. Don't worry, there's a method to my madness here. So, battery's unplugged so I won't get yelled at. That is a 4 gigabyte stick, and only 4 gigabytes were running when it has 8 gigabytes. So that's a problem. And clearly the problem is because we have water damage, or something type of damage. Whatever this is, it is everywhere. It's even on the hinge screw, slowly chewing at the hinge, which was gonna break anyways, so to be fair, you know, it's just speeding up the inevitable. But at some point, something very wet happened to this laptop. This laptop has a wet history, and you can see the evidence.
How that affect on women?
Yes, this laptop identifies as a female. Lupe came within the vicinity of it, immediately moist. It happens. Now this is a common problem when you have a repair shop or you do repairs for friends and family. They come at you with one problem. They say, you know, I have pop-ups, I have a virus. Usually everything is a virus, right? And immediately you know the cause as soon as you open it up. He clicked on something at some point and allowed notifications to a certain website. Maybe he has a redirect virus or whatever. Super common, who cares? You just nuke the machine, it's back to normal. And one small problem turns into a crazy complicated issue that they had no idea was actually happening. Of course, they probably remember spilling something on it, or maybe they don't, maybe it was alcohol and they had a really nice, eventful night. But it happened, and it's my job to follow the breadcrumbs to determine what the problem is, and then get underneath it. Now, the bigger issue here. If I was just a repair shop and I wasn't the greatest technician that's ever lived, and I had a whole smorgasbord of used laptops, if I clean this, which I'm gonna try to repair this, but if I try to repair this and it breaks, right? Because one of these little pieces of corrosion in here, they could be holding together the circuit that makes this thing work. Now I just destroyed their laptop, right? So I could either polish the turd by fixing the Windows pop-up issue, the Windows 11 notification issue, whatever, and just hand it back to them and be like, you know, your shit's fucked. However, it'll probably still work for like another day or two. Or do I try to fix it, it breaks, and now they're like, what the heck, you just broke my working laptop because I brought you a working laptop. You know, it worked when I dropped it off. I need to make that into a shirt. It was working when I dropped it off. So what's the solution here?
Yes.
Exactly. And that's what we're gonna do. Thankfully for George, he doesn't know this, I'm gonna give George a E15 Gen 2 because George has poor eyesight, which is why he has a 15.6-inch laptop. George does not have a lot of money, which is why he bought a budget laptop from 6 years ago because I was on vacation, so he wasn't able to come to the shop and grab one for himself. And I take care of the people that I love, and I love George. George helped me build the business. So when you're in a fortunate position, like I am, you should help the people that you love. And that's what we're gonna do today. However, I wanna try to fix this first. And if I can't fix this, I mean, either way, I'm gonna give him that laptop. So first things first, we need to back his data up. I know everything's on OneDrive because I tried to move a shortcut and it said you couldn't because this doesn't exist because you're not connected to the cloud service provider. But, you know, whatever. Now, I would install Linux. I would install Linux on the other computer. However, George is the least tech-savvy person in the world, and the programs he needs only run on Windows. Just shut the fuck up, is what I'm trying to say to all you Linux users. Just shut the fuck up. So the first thing we want to do, what slot is not working? Safe to say, this slot is not working. So it's only seeing the soldered RAM. And I just want to show you the pop-ups. Oh geez, I clicked on it. Well, his computer's oh, oh no. So these are the scary pop-ups that'll try to get, you know, old people and less tech-savvy people to call a phone number, give you remote access, pay them money, whatever. Listen, I'm sorry to say this, guys. The domain usually ends in .in, so take that for what you will. It is what it is, factual statements. I'm just telling everybody, if you ever see that, it's probably gonna be a scam. Anyways, what I wanted to check as well is the drive bit locked, because if the drive isn't bit locked, I can just plug the drive into a USB adapter and then just manually transfer the files over that aren't linked up to OneDrive. George probably doesn't even know his OneDrive account login. So what we're gonna do is actually download his files like to the machine right now, off camera. I'm not doing it on camera. And then I'll just transfer those files over to the new E15 Gen 2 over there. I can probably even use the same hard drive too. I can probably use the same SSD as well, because it does have a 256 gigabyte NVMe. Now, when I say these computers are pieces of shit, disposable pieces of garbage, this is what I'm talking about. You see this flex? This is a no flex zone, and this computer is flexing. Therefore, it must be terminated. These computers are disposable pieces of shit. Not just idea pads, but just budget laptops in general. Even though, yes, this is 6 years old, this was built to be disposable. It is absolute fucking dog shit. Every single company has shitty budget models, right? Everybody's budget model is pretty shitty. I don't care if it's Dell Inspiron, HP Pavilion, Lenovo IdeaPad, every single brand has shitty budget models. That's why you should not judge every laptop by its brand, except Razer. You should only judge them by certain models, because everybody has good models, bad models. Like HP has fantastic like Spectre series, like I think they renamed them ProBook or OmniBook, yeah, OmniBook. And their Elite books are, Dell has Latitudes, which are, most of them are very good. Precisions are top of the line, XPS is pretty decent. And of course, Lenovo has the ThinkPad. Yes, that's right. The same company that makes this flimsy piece of absolute dog shit makes amazing laptops, the greatest laptops that ever lived. Now the tools we are going to use today, the elevator maintenance guy's toothbrush, some gloves, some 99% isopropyl rubbing alcohol, so you can rub one out, and my LTT screwdriver from lttstore.com/Salem. Use my code, and you can get your own. You can discount.
That kit there matches that computer in the background.
What one are you talking about?
This one right here.
The one that used to work. Now that we have all our tools, 99% alcohol, we're going to dip the toothbrush in the alcohol, like so. Now, generally, you want to use safety glasses when you do this, because this stuff is not good for your eyes, probably, you know, corrosion and such. But I don't need all that, because I don't wear protection. So we're gonna scrub. Ah! That's okay, I'm a trained professional. All right, let's scrub this gooch out of there. Now, I don't want to go too hard, because if one of these chips is corroded, it's gonna pop right off. But really, this thing is, yeah, I don't have much faith that this is actually even gonna work. One of these chips probably got popped or something, which resulted in the voltage or whatever, preventing the RAM from being recognized right here, preventing this slot. The slot itself actually looks okay. Now, of course, if this computer were actually worth more than like $100, which here in the States it's not, it's a very cheap computer, it would be worth actually diagnosing this thing like board level. But this is the thing here. You can get another computer for like $200 that's much better than this one. So you have to balance the labor. If you're doing it yourself, fine, but if you're doing it as a business, it wouldn't make sense. But let's hope to save it anyways, because if I can salvage this thing, it would be nice. You know, we could donate this to somebody who needs a really, really basic laptop. We can slap Linux on it, and it'll be a decent little computer.
Donate to me, Lupe GE1.
We can donate it to Lupe. Now, this is pointless, but this just aggravates me, so I'm gonna scrub the hinge screws. Now, I haven't even looked on the underside of the board, so if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to pop this motherboard out and actually see what's underneath. And yeah, that's not gonna be good. The battery actually looks fine, as wet as it is. The battery charged fine, it works fine. All right, that's it. It does smell a little. I don't know what it is. It smells like a wet dog. Could be cat piss. So you can see some dark pins on this chip right here. It's hard to see. I don't have a microscope, so I can't tell you anything other than that. But everything else looks like it cleaned up pretty decently. I guess we'll find out if it actually worked. All right, so we are all cleaned up. This is what it looks like now. That's what it looked like before. We gave it time to dry, so let's pop that RAM stick back in, see if we can get this thing going. Yummy. All right, we're here. Battery back in. Now this is gonna be the moment of truth, if the computer is borked or not. Gotta be real careful opening this thing. Real careful opening that thing with the bottom case removed. All right, let's press this power button gently so we don't break through the case because the case is that cheap, where the power button will go right through. We have power, which is on. The greatest. I forgot to put back the boot drive. People think this is a joke. People think we do this for the memes, Lupe. The reality is, I am that stupid. Especially when I'm talking to a camera and I gotta focus on speaking to a camera. Because usually when I do repairs, I'm zoned out, I'm listening to some... What am I listening to, Lupe?
Lupe G's Mixes. Stay tuned to F&F every Friday.
Freaky Night Fridays.
Hell yeah. Damn, I should have came on with that.
Well, computer turned on.
Wow, it's faster.
It is much faster. Now, first we're greeted, of course, by our initial problem.
Initial D.
Here's the moment of truth, boys. Nope, still fucked. I can already tell you. Memory 80%, it's still fucked. It only sees fucking goddamn. The sticker RAM might be bad. Okay, so let's just look at this again. 2667. So I'm gonna correct myself. I said 2133. It's 2667, which is still less than the 3200. So let's shut this down. Let's get a stick of RAM. This is a DDR4 stick. Okay, so we're replacing this SK Hyman 4GB stick with a Samsung 8GB stick. Let's see if it works. I don't think it'll work. I don't think this stick was bad. I think this thing is fucked. I think two of these pins got joined together while they were
mating.
Yes, like two dogs, they just couldn't let go of each other.
Meow.
Or that 8GB stick won't even boot. Yeah, it looks like so. It won't boot with 32. So let's try 26.
2600?
Yeah, dude, that sucks. Ooh, holy.
Was it shorting out?
Holy shit, fucking dicks. I can't unplug it. Holy shit, dude. Feel that, feel that, feel that, feel that one chip right there.
Oh wow.
That's hot as fuck, man.
Really hot.
Oh, I wish I had a thermal cam. That one chip is hot as fuck, dude.
Did we try that on the other one?
We didn't know. Oh, wow, holy fucking shit, that thing's nuts, dude. That's crazy. Okay, let's try it on this stick. So, wow. Now, there's many reasons that could be the problem, right? This chip can no longer maybe regulate voltage to the RAM, so it's just shoving a billion volts into that thing. I don't know how this stuff works, man. I'm not a bored guy. I'm just a guy that enjoys doing this for fun now. Because you know what? I'm replacing this fucking $300 budget computer with a, you know, $600 ThinkPad that'll actually work. Oh! Okay, now, no, it's cold to the friggin' touch, dude.
Wow.
That's wild. Holy shit. Damn, I wish I had a thermal cam.
One t-shirt change later.
Well, gee whiz, Lupe, I wonder why this thing was getting so hot. Yeah, dude, the pins got scorched. Whatever was shorting out, shorted out these pins on this 8GB stick. So that is about $30,000 down the drain. I am in crippling debt now. I'm gonna have to sell my body, even more than I do now. SK Hyman 8GB stick 2400T did not work. That, I'm not surprised because it needs 2.6 minimum. This 8GB stick 3200A, that was the one that exploded on us. This is the original 4GB SK Hyman stick. What we have now is a RAM Axle 8GB stick. It's 3200, and the computer booted. But if we go into RAM, do we think it's... Oh, shit! Look at that, Lupe.
Wow.
Holy crap. Okay.
Now we're in business.
Now we're in business. But why were we not in business with this stick? Because this stick looks good. You know what? I see it right there. That's why. It looks like we have corrosion on that chip, which I didn't notice before. There's two chips that have obvious signs of corrosion. The problem now is, yes, we have 12 gigs of RAM, which is definitely good. We rescued the machine. However, it is not running in dual channel, which it really doesn't matter with this computer for its use case, but I would rather it be running in dual channel. So let's just clean the RAM while we're at it. That pin might be scorched off. It's on this side too. Oh, no, I got it off. Now let's investigate this guy right here. That scorched pin right there. Oh, I wish I had a microscope because it looks like the trace might be gone off that. like it got cooked towards the end right there. We do not have RAM that works. We tried 4 gigabytes 3200, did not work. That's the one that we already, that one didn't work for some reason, so we don't have RAM. I bet you Trident has RAM. Wish me luck. All right, Lupe, look what I found down there.
What is this?
They are something. They look like robots on wheels, right? So little cameras, I think, and then there's a speaker.
Wow.
There's a speaker in here.
You hear that?
They roll around. Look at this little battery.
Wow.
Is the fuse good?
Yeah, it's good.
The fuse is good.
Did you get the RAM, dude?
Shit! I got the RAM.
Yeah.
Also, I found a toothbrush.
Wow.
Listen, it
Hey,
still works.
yo!
We gotta put these to the side. This is gonna be another project. So let's grab these, put these to the side. Ah, there we go. Right next to the other projects we don't have enough time for.
Wow.
Ah, the RAM, yes. So this is the RAM I ended up getting. It's 2666V, 4 gigabytes, Samsung. Let's see if it works. We want this thing to run in dual channel. Easy peasy. We have boot, but do we have 8 gigabytes of RAM recognized? 8 gigabytes of RAM. Dual channel, 2 of 2. Slots used 2 of 2, dual channel.
Fancy.
That is very good news because now we can save this thing so someone else can use it. As much as a piece of dog shit it is, it can still be used by somebody for a basic machine. We are going to move George to a Lenovo ThinkPad E15 Gen 2. Much nicer computer, much easier to repair, better quality, faster, better for George because it's
Friends don't let friends drive stock, baby.
and friends don't let friends buy budget laptops. So I failed George as a friend over here. But this is the part of the video where it gets a little crazy. So if you're a computer repair shop or you're somebody doing services for somebody else, when you have a computer that's infected and you have somebody who has no idea how to use a computer, so they don't know their saved passwords. I mean, George, the poor guy, had his email and his login like taped to his computer. So you deal with these people a lot. Nothing wrong with that. George can probably build an aircraft from, you know, spare parts from Trident.
The real MacGyver.
Honestly though. However, the issue we're running into now is, do I just clone his drive over to this one? Or do I install Windows 11 fresh on there? He needs Microsoft Office. He needs a certain program for, it's like a medical program that does not work with Linux. I already backed up his data. So now I'm going to go through this computer and remove all the BS. I know it looks crazy with all these notifications. All these notifications are insane. They're just gonna keep popping up and popping up. But this is all due to one website that he allowed notifications on in Microsoft Edge. So all that scare, all the scare tactics, it comes from that. And he downloaded a PDF reader because back in the day you needed a PDF reader. Adobe Acrobat, if you remember, was one of them. There are a bunch of other free options, but older people and less tech-savvy people don't understand that Windows 11 has a PDF reader built into it. So Microsoft Edge reads PDFs now. You click on the PDF, it opens up Edge automatically. A lot of people still download these sketchy PDF readers from websites that are super sketchy. So if we're gonna go try to figure out how this happened in the first place, and if it's something more serious, I'm gonna go into Edge, and I can see he did not allow these websites to send notifications. Softonic, that immediately tells me that he downloaded this free PDF reader off of Softonic, which is the worst website in the entire world. Don't ever download anything from Softonic because it just bundles all this bull stuff with it. However, allowed to send notifications. AliExpress, okay. What in the world is this? randomcharacters.co.in. And if you look at the URL of these guys, it's random characters followed by .co.in. This is the reason he's getting all these spam notifications. So first of all, shame on you guys. I hope your call centers get fucking bombed. Every single one of you are fucking pieces of shit who work at these dumbass fucking call centers.
You hear that?
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna block. I'm gonna also remove AliExpress. I know he does not use AliExpress. Look at that magic. All those scares gone immediately. And now I'm gonna uninstall free PDF reader. And we'll see how sketchy this program is, judging by its uninstall page. So you can also tell if somebody's not tech savvy by having AOL installed. So unfortunately, I already did click on AOL. He's not even logged in, so he actually doesn't need AOL, which means I don't have to transfer his AOL login and stuff, because it can become a massive headache when you're dealing with an older person that is so used to a machine that is set up a certain way. Even if it's the stupidest way you've ever seen in your life, and it's so complicated for you to use it and it makes no sense, it's how they're used to it, and if you make any changes on that, God help you, because you will never hear the end of it. Which is also why I just want to clone this drive. If this thing actually had a virus, like an actual virus, right? A piece of software that was malicious, like a rootkit or something like that, there's no way I would clone this thing. But having gone through this, it does not. It was simply notifications. He never downloaded anything outside that stupid free PDF program, which was just garbage. It wasn't actually like malicious, it was just bloatware. So what I'm gonna do now, I am gonna de-bloat this thing, and then I'm gonna clone it over into this E15. That Gen 2 E15 needs a new battery, that's why we have it. It is not a brand new machine, it is a used machine, obviously, and we had to replace the battery on it from a while ago, so that's what we're gonna do, and he's gonna get a brand new battery on that thing. We're gonna put a drive in here, it's gonna go to somebody that needs it, and yeah, let's do it. So this is our E15. Our drive is in. It has been debloated. It has been quite a few minutes. That computer, once set up properly, isn't as slow as you would think. The SSD really does help on this guy, but the 8 gigabytes of RAM is like, you need that, dude. 4 gigs, I don't know how this thing was even running. Oh, you can have two. I didn't know that. This is a SSD slot as well?
PTM 750.
Oh, so you know what? I should just move this drive over here.
Yes.
Alrighty, our SSD is in the proper place, and the E15 Gen 2 has a beautiful little built-in silicone pad there for cooling. So we're gonna put it together, and we're gonna plug it in, we're gonna boot it up, and it's gonna get the devices ready, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna install all the drivers, and we're gonna go from there. Now, this computer has already been repasted back when we got it, before we knew it needed a battery. So we don't have to do any of that stuff now. You'll see this getting devices ready. Now, either this will crash and it'll fail, and everything will be terrible, or it'll work fine. Usually with Windows 11, it will work fine.
One more t-shirt change later.
Now, the problem that you run into if you go from a Windows 11 budget computer to a business grade computer is that your Windows 11 license won't be activated because you're going from a home computer to a professional computer, 2 different licenses. So, as you can see, activate Windows. It's up to you to figure out how to eliminate that. We have been successful.
Wow.
Yes.
So, touchscreen?
It is not a touchscreen. He didn't use a touchscreen on that one, so this one, but the screen is much nicer. This is also an 11th Gen i5 compared to a 10th Gen i3 on that piece of dog shit. And the only thing I have about this, the only qualms I have, is this has 8 gigs of RAM, so only 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm gonna slap in 16 for him, 16 gigabytes of RAM for him. Because George, he deserves it. That way, he can just use this computer for the next 10 years or whatever. So Windows 11 is debloated. I had to log back into some of his accounts. All the software has been updated, installed. All the drivers have been installed. Fairly simple in terms of doing a data transfer. But I am very happy to give him this E15 to replace that piece of fucking dog shit that he should never have bought in the first place. Which goes for everybody. You should never buy a brand new budget laptop. You should not buy it, period. You guys know this. Always buy a refurbished business grade laptop. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Very crazy that this issue even occurred in the first place. I've never seen something like that before, where the RAM got scorched due to water damage or whatever. But now we still have a functioning laptop here. So I just put the old drive back in this thing, bundle it up, right? Give it to somebody else that needs it. I already have somebody in mind that I'm gonna give this to. So George is gonna get a free computer, upgraded computer, and somebody that does not have a computer is going to get a decent computer. But that's what it's all about. So I'm very happy with how everything turned out. Everybody is happy, nothing went to waste. Everything was able to be repaired. And that's that. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
Stick around, folks.
Get the fuck out of here. Rest in peace to thousands of intestines across the and toilet seats and toilet bowls.
Boy, I know. The fuck with it!
Testing the mic, my
Can you hear me?
Hilltops are favored spot for fortresses because having the high ground means you win. Anakin refused to listen to this, and he lost his limbs.